Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrero. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We'll get to the latest Brandon Aiyuk update in a second, but injuries are starting to pile up for the 49ers. First, Ricky Pearsall aggravated a shoulder injury from OTAs. He had to leave practice halfway through yesterday. Christian McCaffrey has a calf issue that's going to keep him out of practice for 2 to 3 weeks, and he is not going to play in the preseason. Elijah Mitchell, Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, and Tay Martin were also seen with the trainers. Of course, Isaac Guerendo is already hurt, and so apparently is Mitch Wishnowsky. He has some knee irritation, so the Niners will need a punter for this weekend's game against the Titans. Now, let's get to the audio portion of the show. Here is Kyle Shanahan updating the situation with Brandon Aiyuk.
Do you expect or need this to be resolved pretty soon?
No, I mean, you always want it to be badly, but this stuff does take time, and every day I hope it gets resolved. But I have no timetable on it. Like, didn't surprise me coming into this, going about coaching our team, getting them ready for week 1, and hopefully it'll get resolved though sooner than later.
He's here today?
Yes.
Almost tough.
Yeah.
Is there a scenario where you do a long-term deal with him?
There's a scenario for everything, so I want to rule anything out.
Would this team be better if you traded Brandon Aiyuk? Could you see a scenario where you're better because of that?
I mean, Brandon's a great player, so it's real hard to be better when you lose a great player. So we got to look into anything. We got to understand the situation we're in, what that looks like, and that does take time. So hopefully it'll all work out best for him and best for us in the long run.
There were a total of 18 Aiyuk questions in yesterday's press conference. Almost all of them were softballs. None of them were follow-ups. So, Kyle, what are your emotions as you go through this?
Calculated and prepared. I mean, you want everybody out there. I'm frustrated guys are hurt and can't get out there. All you want to do is practice and get ready for the tough season that's ahead. But you also truly understand the business side of our league and what these guys do and put themselves through and what they have to go through in these deals. So whether it's a hold in or whether it's a hold out, I mean, this stuff is pretty common, and you just got to be patient with it as a coach.
Oh, man, that guy is so lucky he does not coach in New York or Philly. He would have been absolutely grilled about this situation much, much harder than that. Let's move to Nick Bosa now. He said losing Aiyuk would be huge, but enough about BA. Let's go beyond that for a second. Nick, is it true you're doing some more 3-4 stuff now that Brandon Staley's here?
I'm liking our change-ups that we're doing. I think in the NFL you have to evolve every year, and we've had a lot of success with what we do, and teams are starting to game plan it and have answers for us. So we have to evolve, and we're doing that. And I think we have a lot of athletic defensive ends, and I don't mind dropping. It's kind of fun. Not something I do often, but it keeps them honest, and it could end up getting you more sacks by them not knowing exactly what we're doing.
We all know the 49ers defense could use a few wrinkles. This seems to be one of them. Look, everything sounds good in August. We'll see how it actually plays in September. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday: Tim Kawakami roasted the 49ers for how they've handled the Brandon Aiyuk situation. It was fantastic. It was like Jim Harbaugh era Tim Kawakami. Highly recommend reading it if you want to. Just click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch: did we have a little Freudian slip? Christian McCaffrey was doing an interview with NFL Network yesterday and actually referred to Brandon Aiyuk as a, quote, former teammate. Now, he corrected himself, but if you want to see it for yourself, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing you may have missed: Kyle revealed a little bit of the plan for the preseason game against the Tennessee Titans. Don't expect a lot of starters, if any. Of course, half of them are banged up anyway, but Kyle said if they play at all, it'll be very, very sparingly. Now, look, there are plenty of other things to watch on this team, including, by the way, our instant reaction show after the preseason game. We're always live immediately following a 49ers game, so you make sure you check that out on the YouTube channel, as they say. That is a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the bell so you'll get notified every time we go live. And you know we're going to be live after the Brandon Aiyuk situation comes to whatever resolution it is going to come to. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.